This is one of the most common questions I get in sessions with my female clients. Why aren't men approaching me more? Now, there are a vast amount of scenarios and circumstances that you could find yourself where a guy might be approaching you. My goal today is to organize those scenarios into three very distinct categories, because what's interesting is within each of these categories, the man's behavior is going to be very different. So before I get into these three categories, I want to mention that they all exist on a spectrum. On one end of the spectrum is the scenarios where you're going to find that guys have a little bit more interaction with you. Maybe they know a few things about you already. And in this set of scenarios on this end of the spectrum, a guy is going to go into what I call information gathering mode. This is going to be a verbal process that he goes through where he's actually asking other people about you. On the other end of the spectrum are scenarios where a guy has never seen or heard of you before. So you can imagine his approach is going to be a little different because he doesn't have anybody to talk to about you. And on this end of the spectrum, he's going into what I call intuition and body language mode. Now, guys are notoriously terrible at reading body language. In fact, women are much better equipped to read body language than men. Now, I don't want you to get down about that, the fact that guys are terrible reading body language, because this is actually an area that you can totally exploit by helping him read your body language, by giving him certain cues. So if that's something that you're interested in, you definitely want to keep watching. Okay, so let's jump right into those three categories. The first category is what I'm going to call he knows you. Now, this category is mostly coworkers. These are people that you've been out to happy hour with before. Maybe you have business meetings with them in a professional setting. So these are people, coworkers that you interact with, maybe even on a daily basis. So one caveat I want to make to this first category, mainly coworkers, is that you really can't do anything to change his opinion of you romantically, only professionally based on your work ethic and things like that. But when it comes to romantically, there's really not going to be much that you can do to change his opinion of you. The first reason he's not approaching you is because he just doesn't want to get involved with a coworker romantically. The second reason he's not approaching you at work is even more intertwined with your professional relationship with him. And it's because he sees you as competition at work. So maybe you guys are in the same department, or maybe you guys have the same skill sets and you could potentially be advanced or promoted for the same job. So he's not there to chat girls up and have a relationship with you outside of the workplace. He's there to work, he's there to make money, and that's it. The third reason is he's already dating someone, or maybe he's married and you just didn't notice his wedding ring, or maybe he doesn't wear a wedding ring. That's pretty common these days. I am not wearing my wedding ring right now. I'm gonna put it on. Sorry, honey. I forgot to put my ring on again. But see, it happens. Guys forget to wear their ring, even for a video, or whenever. I don't wear mine at the gym, so who knows? Maybe there are girls there that I work out with in group class that are like, oh, he's married? Just saying. The fourth reason he's not approaching you is because he thinks you're dating someone or you're already married. Oh, you thought I was married? I'm not. And that could be from side peripheral conversations he's had with your other coworkers. Maybe you were dating someone at the workplace, but it's over and not too many people know about that. So either way, it's created this barrier for him to just not even come over and try to interact with you on a level that's beyond professional. And the fifth reason I want to call out is that he's just shy or just oblivious. He's just in work mode. He's he got his head down, he's, just doing his work thing and making his buck. So dating at the workplace, I have a very strong opinion about, and it actually deserves its own video, which I'm actually gonna do really soon. So if you're interested in exactly what you're getting into when you're dating a coworker, please watch out for that video because it will be coming up in the very near future. Okay, so the second category of scenarios I want to discuss are ones that are in between the two ends of the spectrum that we were just talking about. This category is what I call he knows of you. So these scenarios are, you being at the gym with him, and maybe you're participating in a group class, or maybe you're doing a yoga class, or maybe you have a college class with him. But this can also be things like people at your church or your neighbors. Okay, so what's interesting about this category is that guys are actually using a hybrid of information gathering and using their own intuition and their reading of your body language. So because they're using this hybrid, this is actually an opportunity for you to turn things in your favor. If he initially thought he wasn't going to approach you, there are small things that you can do to really invite him into your space and for him to feel like it's okay to have that interaction with you. But first, let's talk about why he's not approaching you in these group settings. The first one is, for guys, this is where the apprehension steps in for us. It's completely analytical and we get this analysis paralysis. So we'll come up with all kinds of excuses not to talk to you. The first one, we're saying, it's just the wrong timing to talk to her. Maybe you're interacting with someone else or you're stretching. We'll find every excuse in the book to not approach you because we're terrified. It's just the truth. The second one is we just think we're gonna suck. We're gonna come up and drool is gonna come down our chin. We have performance anxiety and it's killing us. The third little trick a guy tells himself is that you're unavailable based on your body language. And you'll never know what's going on in a guy's head, but let's just say there's a cute guy at the gym. If he's looking in your direction, just make eye contact. Don't be afraid to look at him and smile a little bit. Smiling is huge because it tells a guy, hey, she's having a good day, she's happy. Another great one in this scenario is sometimes in these classes you have partner activities. You have like a little partner warm-up or workout or something. Just go ask him if he wants to be your partner. I mean, that is like a guy's dream if they're obviously available and single, and it at least gives you an opportunity to interact with him long enough to see if he's even interested in you. Another possibility is he's just not into you, or maybe he's gay, or he's just, kind of a weirdo. Maybe he's a total creeper and you should be thankful that he's not even thinking about approaching you. I think the main objective in these types of scenarios is that you are mentally aware of your space, you're mentally aware of your body language, being loose, making eye contact, smiling, and you're just having a great day. Because the last thing you want to do is have that interaction with a guy that you're interested in when you're having an off day, because that's going to kill that first impression of that interaction, and it could scare him off from having future interactions with you. Okay, the third category we're going to talk about is the scenarios where he doesn't know you at all. Now, ironically, this is the category where you actually have the most leverage in getting him to approach you. So scenarios here, I want you to be thinking about those happy hours out with your girls. It could be at the dog park with your dog. And these are excellent scenarios to meet guys because they're outside of your social circle and you start with a clean slate. Now there's going to be something a little different with the reasons he's not approaching you in scenarios in this category. The first reason he's not approaching you is that he doesn't have a reason to yet. So maybe you're at a bar and he's seen you, but you haven't necessarily made any sort of eye contact with him, and there's been really no interaction, but maybe you're on his radar. The second reason is you just haven't caught his attention yet. So maybe you're at that bar and you guys just he hasn't seen you. Maybe you've been in a corner sitting with your girlfriends. He just doesn't even know you're there. And number three, he just doesn't know what to say to you yet. Now, guys and girls are both out at bars and in these social situations. They're out to meet people more times than not. So you're already starting in great territory because he probably wants to approach you. He just needs a little confidence building. One thing that is really helpful is when we're looking at a girl and she looks back to us and she smiles. That gives a guy the sense that, oh man, I need to go talk to her. So yes, guys do need to feel that they need permission to approach you. But I want to take this a little further. I want to give you guys a little sneaky tip to just kind of tip the scales just a little bit further in your favor. And the next time you're in public and you're out there and you see a cute guy that you're interested in, what I want you to do is I want you to look right at him, smile, and wave, and then look away. Go back to your conversation with your girls, come back over here. All you want to do is connect with them for a quick moment, but you're not just smiling and looking at them. She smiled. Yes. You're actually waving. Hi. She's waving. He's going to be so confused, most likely. So what the wave does is something really interesting, because now there's a couple different things that he's thinking about. He's thinking, does she know me? Have I met her before? But one thing that's undeniable is that you're a friendly person and he should have no fear whatsoever coming over and talking to you. I got more tips coming to you every Monday and Thursday. Stay tuned.